Guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the so-called Sibiya's confessions that contains the Buthelezi brothers. Something is fishy there. Hang on, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Move with me, okay? So this is what the so-called Sibiya's confession statement says. The confession statement was taken on the 30th of May 2020 at the Deep Kloof police station by Colonel Mhlanganyelwa Mboto following Sibiya's arrest. In that statement, Sibiya allegedly confessed that between September and October 2014, he had received a call from two men, Marco Buthelezi and Makimbi Buthelezi, about a contract to kill Senzo Meyiwa on the instruction of Kelly Khumalo. He claimed the group consulted a traditional healer from Eswatini to ensure the job would go well and paid the healer before executing the murder. Sibiya allegedly said he received 30,000 for his role. The state used the confession along with pointing out where the accused takes police to a scene or point locations and other investigative evidence to build the case. Okay. All right. Now, this is what is shocking about the details of this confession. Sibiya says on his side, okay. Like, it disturbs me because it makes my brain run a lot. Sibiya Muzi. Muzi Sibiya, the first accused on the Senzo Meyiwa case, has consistently denied making a confession regarding the matter. He asserts that he was coerced into signing a statement under duress. Sibiya claims that during his arrest and subsequent detention, he was subjected to physical abuse, including being handcuffed and assaulted, leading to visible injuries. He presented these injuries in court to support his allegations of torture. Furthermore, Sibiya contends that he was not properly informed of his rights and was not made aware of the contents of the document he was asked to sign. He maintains that he was handed a pre-written document and instructed to sign it without being questioned or given opportunity to understand its contents. The prosecution, however, argues that Sibiya's confession was made voluntarily and is a crucial piece of evidence linking him to the crime. They point to his alleged admission to individuals in KwaZulu-Natal, which were later reported to the police. The conflicting testimony has led to legal debate over the admissibility of Sibiya's statement, with the court yet to determine whether they are fully admitted or not, because they were ruled over to be admitted for the time being. Okay. Now, these are the things that are questionable when it comes to this. Sibiya tells us that say, I did not know about Marco and Makimbi's involvement in this. I was told by Gininda's colleagues, Muhola, Mabena, etc., whoever was there, while Gininda was still absent. And then they kept saying the Buthelezi brothers. And then when he arrived, he told me it's Makimbi and Marco. He told me their names. And I was also surprised when I got to Boksburg Court and I found myself with other people and there was one that I don't even know, which is accused number 3. He was surprised because all along he thought this crime that he committed it with Makimbi and Marco Buthelezi. To his surprise, now on the 27th of October 2020, it's other people now. We are no longer 3, we are 5. And the other 2 that I thought would be here is not even here. He was shocked by this. Okay, fine. Now, Gininda insists that no, all of this information about the Buthelezi brothers and the so-called confession comes from Muzi. So it's up and down on those details, sharp. Now, the one thing that shocks us, me and other people that are watching the case and using their brain as it needs to be used, we are shocked at, hang on a sec, hang on. Muzi tells us, actually, Gininda told me Makimba had dreadlocks. I suppose he was also short because he went and found I choose number 3 who's short and had dreadlocks in 2014. I suppose the other one, Marco, was taller and dark-skinned. So that's why Ndanzi replaced Marco. That is just me. Now, why am I talking about the Buthelezi brothers? I'm talking about them because now when I sit down and think about it, I'm like, no, man. Does this mean Gininda initially he was going to get Muzi, Makimba, and the Buthelezi brothers in trouble for this and say that they are the ones that did the crime? Ne? Mind you, allegations are out there saying that, allegations are saying that he went to prisons looking for Makimba and Marco. And even at Kalakabusha, he was there looking for Makimba and Marco. I choose number 5 knows about this because they went inside and he saw them there looking for Makimba. And he was at Kalakabusha. To an extent that I choose number 5, when they appeared for the first time, he said, I want to ask something, my lord. Your Honor, why is this man pointing at Gininda? Why is this man looking for everyone for this case? Why is this case with us now? Because initially, when I saw him, he was looking for the Buthelezi brothers. We are not the Buthelezi brothers. And this also goes to show why at some point they were saying, I choose number 3 is the Buthelezi brother. Do you remember when Zungu was talking about this evidence? He referred to I choose number 3 as Buthelezi. Carlos Buthelezi, ne? Yes, I think Carlos Buthelezi. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot going. So I'm concluding now. I'm thinking Gininda found actors that are going to fit being Inkabis, hitmen that were hired by Kelly Khumalo. I don't know what plan was hushed or hushed or whatever for Kelly Khumalo to become the mastermind, because the way she gets angry whenever this one is touched, she gets very pissed off. She gets very pissed off on that one, meaning that she did not mastermind nothing. And also it helps because Sifiso Meyiwa is like, now, Kelly did not kill Senzo. No, did not happen that way. They are lying. They are lying on her. She did no such things. It helps. Now, come to think of it, Sifiso also at some point in one of his interviews spoke about there was someone who was sent to Pietermaritzburg, if I'm not mistaken, to a court to do a confession, and the prosecutor was like, yeah, you are lying. You are lying. There was at some point in 2019, the same Muzi Sibiya was arrested for this crime. And then when Makubo, warrant officer Makubo, even General Sibiya, General Shebane, they were sitting and listening to the story. They were like, yeah, these are lies. Because Makubo came through and confirmed some details, because Muzi, I believe that the reason General Sibiya called Makubo was because he was like, I know Makubo arrested the person that you are referring to, which is I choose number 5. And at the same time, he wanted to make sure because he knew the real deal about the situation according to reports out there on the news. Okay? He knows about what happened to the Meta or Senzo Meyiwa. Those are the allegations out there. So if that was the case, then he was like, but there's one person that I know that arrested, I choose number 5. Let's call him. He did. And then Makuba was listening to the story that Zongo was relating, and he was like, I couldn't do it. I arrest. You are saying you saw him when? Where? No, this man has been in prison for this time. So that's that also. So now, after the part of Makimbi, because allegedly Gininda went looking for Makimbi. That's what accused number 5 also says on TV, Pofu. And then eventually he found, which one is, the one of them has passed away. I think it's Marco that passed away. Makimbi is still alive and in prison. So when he found this one that is alive, that one was like, what? I was arrested at the time. They say Gininda was shocked. But yo, I almost made a blunder because I so wish that Umakimbi kept quiet and was allowed to go and be like, okay, let's do this. When they take him to court and he'll be saying that, my lord, I'm so surprised that Gininda says they have a watertight case against me. But when the incident of Senzo Mewa happened, I was in prison. So I'm surprised, why am I here? I wish he had let them. So now when Makimbi told them that I was arrested at the time, they had to look for other characters. That's where now I choose number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 entered, because they are looking for people that have a previous or have a past or have a previous convictions or are known for being hitmen. So they had to look for someone. And guess what? Gininda worked in the taxi industry, violence and don't. So 3, 4, and 5 are alleged. 3, 4 allegedly their situation has something to do with violence of taxis. And wait, but I choose number 4 is allegedly not even arrested for such. I don't know, but I choose number 5. I hear his cases have something to do with political killings. Yay! But they were looking for hitmen. So that's how they ended up arresting these guys, because they profiled them and looked for people that are going to be fitting for what they are trying to do in order to link them to Kelly Kumar. Hence, they tried to say I choose number 5 was a coordinator. But strangely, all my I choose number 5's cases, his one-man jive, he does not need amateurs like Abo. I choose number 2, number 1. I don't know about number 3 if he's an amateur or not. Yeah, but he does not have co-accused in his other cases that he's serving 6 life terms for. He has no co-accused. Do you understand? It is what it is. So I want to hear your views, guys. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Because every time I think about it, I'm thinking Gininda went and looked for actors and profiled them and was like, these actors are going to be fitting here. Hence, he now needed 2 people that are going to confess. And when Danzi told us that Gininda offered him 3 million rand, I remember I choose number 1's father said they were offered as the family 300K by Gininda. So initially, this case was meant to be before the Buthelezi brothers. When that did not work out, that's when he went to look for these current accused. What are your thoughts when it comes to that? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.